Hello, everybody. This is a real quick check-in. I have not been able to check in a minute. So much has been happening, um, and this is for my YouTube community in particular. But this will be posted um, probably at Facebook for certain, and I'll put a note up about it over at Instagram to let everybody know it's around. Okay, so one of the things I ran into an actual article that was talking about um, racism being found in. Let me get it correct. Hold on. Let me just get this correctly because I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. I saved this to the Deal on the Run page, which is on Facebook too. So I will post this there also. 1 second, because I want to make sure I get this right. Actually, I have it. It says, here it is. I have the article open because I've been reading it. How testing for coronavirus became a Rorschach or Rorschach test for racism. Okay. So, you know, we have to realize that it is 2020. So much has happened. Okay, I mean, really, so much has happened in history to make sure that a lot of spiritual practices that originated in the birthplace of humanity, which is Africa, have been systematically undermined, which means that a lot of the old ways of healing ourselves as people, not just period, people, have been thrown out, like literally just gone. I'm going to hit on a couple of things here. I want everybody to look into Dr. Jennifer Daniels, who is a big brain when it comes to this thing. She has a protocol online that everybody knows about, a lot of people know about, and it talks about turpentine, usage of turpentine to run parasites out of the body. Next, when you read her actual protocol, if you get a chance to, it's really quick. You can read it. It's online. Just search her, okay? Be diligent about it because sometimes they take it down and you can't find it. Like, you just have to keep looking for it, but it is there. And it's very basic. This is not something that's got like a bunch of pretty packaging. I've had it for years. Maybe it's changed, but of recent, within the past 6 months, when I turned another friend onto it, it hadn't changed. Okay, it's very basic. When you read her protocol, she talks about the turpentine solution coming forward on through research that she did with old black people here in this country whose parents or grandparents gave them turpentine with sugar to heal them when they were young. She started doing tests on herself and then slowly started giving them to her patients because Dr. Jennifer Daniels is actually a medical doctor who's had her license stripped, and she also has her MBA. Okay, so, and she may have even more than that, but at the time that's what I read, and she explains everything in there. She ran across other people who came from other countries. I think one lady in particular came from Russia who was looking for a kerosene solution to her health issues that she had not been able to find since she got to this country. Why am I going here? I'm going here because there are very old healing systems all around this entire planet that have nothing to do with Western medicine and the way that we look at the world now, that have been healing people for a very long time, that were literally tossed to the side. Like, we don't pay them any mind anymore. Now, there are quite a few people who still do, but they are taking a very new agey approach to everything. And it's also that process of, let me get as much of this into my body as possible so that I'm healed. So that means that when soy was all the rage, soy was all the rage. It was in everything. Everybody was ingesting it in all kinds of ways, and then it became a problem, right? I don't think that this has happened yet with water, but it can still be that way if you're a person that's living primarily on a water-filled foods diet, and drinking a lot of water, you can cause yourself a little bit of a health problem there. It depends on the person's system, obviously. I'm not a doctor, so you can look that up, talk to your doctor. You get what I'm saying. However, and I'm going to be looking at the time here because I have a limit here at YouTube, as everyone knows. The coronavirus is like the culmination of so much marketing, in my opinion. People are terrified, and so they are literally succumbing to whatever is in their system already, and the constant campaign of the media plus and when I say whatever's in their system, I actually mean whatever type of sicknesses they may already have, and then in addition to that, whatever type of medicines they're already taking. And these are, the engineered medicines that are happening in the labs and stuff like that, not herbs and things. But what we did was, when we decided to throw all of our old ways out and not pay them much attention en masse, and that means the bigger group of human beings on this planet chose to do that. And so as a result, they're terrified, and they listen to most things that terrify them. So it means that we have to take some responsibility when it comes to how we heal ourselves. And a lot of the times people go to the doctors and just listen to them. They don't tell them no. They don't tell them, no, we're not here. I'm not here for that today. There's a reason I'm actually here. You're not going to trump me up on all this extra stuff. I'm telling you because I've been to the I'm not a doctor person. I'll tell you that now. But I will go if I feel that something's really wrong. You know what I mean? Like, if there's an immediate way that they can see it, I'm going to do my spiritual stuff before I roll up in there. But, and call out and lean on my people to pray for me on my way in. But I'm going to also go because I believe in a two-pronged approach. I think that these advancements are here for a reason, but I think that the advancements have taken over and people threw out the old way instead of holding on to it in a balanced approach. So that means that people have gone to the doctor en masse, and not much they're just getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And not only just their physical forms, but their minds are. And when I say minds, I don't necessarily even mean that it's about a mental issue or that it's about an emotionally debilitating issue. Nothing like that. I just think it's about steady marketing on a regular basis. And if you watch television, which if you are a person that does not watch television, you are way ahead of the curve, honey. I'm looking at the time. If you watch television, you have been effectively programmed. And when you don't watch television, it's so obvious what the programming is. Okay? It's even trying to come in on all social media platforms, but it's just not as heavy as it is in rotation on television. Okay? So why did I bring in traditions that come from the continent of Africa, which is the birthplace of all humanity? Because ultimately, those systems help to heal us. And they spread out and became what they were around the world. And a lot of people just threw them out. Literally just threw them out. And there's so many solutions to so many problems, coupled with a more modern approach. Coupled with it. And I would say heavily on the more, the spiritual side, before you jump right to the modern Western side of things. You want to really be a person that studies your herbs. You want to really be a person that believes in prayer. You want to really be a person that petitions your energies, your deities, your orishas, your goddesses, your gods, your metu neters, your abosums, your voodoos. You want to be a person that petitions these energies before you do anything of a Western nature. And the problem is nobody does that. They petition the television. they petition word of mouth to see what's going on. Now, in some cases, there can be some good information in the word of mouth process. Hopefully, this gets out there in the word of mouth process. But in a lot of instances, fear goes much farther than happiness or preventative things. Okay? So I wanted to put that out there. The responsibility in most communities, not just the Black communities, but I'm addressing this because of the article that I read around racism within regards to the Black community and the Latino community, or the Latinx community. It's important to remember old Mother Magic, okay? It's important to go back and dip into the old ways. Those old nasty teas back in the day, they helped you. That castor oil that grandma and everybody used to give you back in the day as an ounce of preventative medicine for the season that was coming in. Look back into that, okay? Look back into bone broths that your grandmothers and such used to make. Look back into there's so many different things that help to heal us, and there's so many different ways that come from so many different parts of this globe. But this one way has gotten a grip on everybody, and that is what has allowed this entire process to be as controlling as it is. And it's set up, if you're paying attention to the financial markets, to make sure that people get a financial boom. Now, if you're smart, you might have tapped into that already. You might have bought your stock. Because like I said, it's a two-pronged approach, and you might as well get your money. However, you have to pay attention. It all goes together. It all goes together. We have a president today, or recently, who talked about the NASDAQ being up, and I believe it was today. And there are major protests that are happening in this country because of the racial tensions that have been running high in this country for a very long time. Poising him in a place to get ready and blame the protesters if this actual virus spikes, or they tell you it spikes. And then you start to run, you start to go get these vaccines, you start to have to be, quickly tested at the airports, on the trains, all this kind of stuff, and then pay attention to the different things that are in the stock market that are poised to benefit from this. You have to start to pay attention. I say this because people want to look at it as like, oh, they set this up. They've been doing this to us, but I think you also want to take some responsibility. I say that because with that comes, you have the ability to do as much research, to listen to people like myself, to listen to people who think a little deeper into this than I do, or people who are full-blown into like the spiritual path, and then go find somebody full-blown into and bring all this information together for yourself. If you are paying attention, there's a process that is happening, that's been happening, and you can't then say, "Oh, they've been trying to get us." I'm leaving it with this. When you walk into the ER, most doctors who work for hospitals, who have a practice there and a practice on the side, they don't have to. They are literally gambling that you are watching commercials. You are watching all the commercials and benefiting from that so that they can benefit from that when you come into the ER. Okay? Please pay attention to old Mother Magic, old Father Magic, old Earth wisdom. It is here for us for a reason. All right, everybody. I hope you have a very good evening. Please pay attention to everything. I just wanted to come here and drop that knowledge. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.